Who doesn't like big numbers getting bigger? This one is nice and simple to start. We roll the dice, we get the corresponding value, which means we've already saved up $31, so we can go for an upgrade, which has unlocked us the auto roll. So every 5 seconds, the die will roll by itself, which means I can upgrade for another $11, $12, $13. So we know of a 5 times multiplier, that's going to give us 15 times our roll. So we get a 3, we get a 15, we get a 5, we get a 25. And the numbers are going up so quick, we can just keep on upgrading. We're already at 11 multiplier. So we're going to get really big value. There's 44 from a 4. My current streak is 0 days, so I get 1 BP. I'm not really sure what that is. While we were working that out, I made $174, so we're going to buy a second die. It starts with a 2 times multiplier. It's now got a 4 times multiplier, so it goes up twice as quick. So we'll upgrade this a few times as well, just to be sure we're maximizing our profit. There's also a pair multiplier. Multiplies points of rolled pairs. Oh, that's actually really good. So there we go. That already worked out. 228 for a single roll. So we'll reinvest in that. You got to double down. There's another double, so we'll double down again. And it happened again, so we are getting extraordinarily lucky. We're going to upgrade this so it's now a 6 times multiplier, and we'll upgrade that a few more times. It's up to 19. So even on a very basic roll, we still get 55 points. Before you know it, we've got $1,000 to spend, mostly on upgrades for the second die, because I feel like it's going to be the most worthwhile at an 18 times multiplier, and then we can top up the other one as well. 134 points from a single roll, and that's not even a particularly, that's a very mid roll. That one's better. There's a full 204 for that one. I'm also going to upgrade my pair multiplier one more time because you never know. The pairs do land often. I guess it is still cheaper to upgrade the dice on the left, so we'll do that. That's up to a 31 times multiplier. Dopamine is rising. We need more zeros. So we'll upgrade this one a couple times. We can buy a third die already. So could we get triples? That was a 460 roll because we had doubles, by the way. Even now it's only going to take another 3-4 rolls to get 1,000. I also missed the point that I could just auto roll too quite quickly, but there's a third die. So we'll roll again, and then we'll roll again, and we'll roll again. So far, it's got a 4 times multiplier to begin with, so we'll upgrade that. It's got an 8 times multiplier right away. So this will be a big roll because it's got a pair. 795. There is a triplet multiplier, and it's quite cheap. Wow, it's got a huge multiplier on it. Triplets are going to be pretty rare, but we got a 10 times multiplier should we get triplets. So at the rate this is going, the multipliers are going to get really big for us. We got an achievement that is currently blocked by the menu. Auto roll interval -1%. That's actually big. Because I feel like we're going to go through a lot of rolls. Okay, triplet multipliers going up one more time because I can't help myself. I want to see triple 6s across the top. We're going to do another pair multiplier, so it's at an even 3. We're going to close that menu for now because if I can't see it, I won't touch it. I'm going to do a few manual rolls because we got to save up some money nice and quick. I wish the dice weren't so bouncy. Down they go, so we're going to upgrade this one. It's up to 12 times multiplier. Then between these two, yeah, they're about even. Oh, there's the triplet. We got $1,500. It was only 2s, but we got it. That was probably the most excited I've ever been for dice before. Gonna upgrade these all a few more times. That's up to a 46 times multiplier thanks to our triple success. But now there's a roll for 1,000 easy enough. That did have a pair involved, so it was a little extra. The pairs aren't huge value, but they are something. Even that was 428 for a very mid roll. There's a big double, so there's 1,400. I wish we could just eliminate the ones. If we could get rid of the ones, we'd be so much further ahead. There's another triplet that was worth 2,200. It was 2s again, but we've upgraded the base value. So we multiplied the multiplier. We've saved up 17,000, so I'm going to spend that all on die number 1 to get its multiplier up as high as possible. 67 times. So now when it's even a 4, that gives us 268. Oh, there's triplets again, this time on 3s. So that was worth 4,200. Which we'll spend on die number 2 because it's the second cheapest and that multiplies up to 64. So now even on a very mid roll, we got 500 points. I want another one. When do we get another one? Maybe you need to get this one to level 10. Yeah, that actually worked. I was just completely making that up, but I'm glad that worked. This one starts with an 8 multiplier, so it's got a 16 times multiplier. But obviously where we're really going to make the money is on the 4 multiplier. And it's up to 66. You know what? Let's just give it a 96 times multiplier. We can also get 2 pair multiplier, quite big. A 4 multiplier is not going to happen very often at all, but when it does, we'll be here for it. I'm going to upgrade that one more time because I want that to be over 100. So progression seems to be getting the furthest straight dice. There's a triplet at least for 6,400, but there's 2 pairs actually. That was 5,800. I think I'm just addicted to rolling dice. Doesn't matter what happens, I just want to roll. That gets another 2 levels. That's up to 32 times multiplier already, which is pretty big. There's a nice triplet for 1111. That's a nice tidy number. It is going to take a minute to get this one up to level 10, given that the upgrades are already $15,000 each. So maybe we'll go back and just upgrade some of the other ones just a little. I wonder if we get a 4 multiplier, if we also get a 2 pair multiplier. I'm actually in a hurry to upgrade everything because I don't want a 4 multiplier to show up unless we get real big numbers. That was so close. 2, 2, 2, and a 1. I know the 1 could have rolled into anything, so it's not that close, but it felt close. And you're going to hear about my feelings, damn it. Each and every one of them. Yeah, we're going to upgrade that. We hit level 10 there. We need 100,000 for the next dice. Oh, this one does have an 80 multiplier already. That's actually huge. I didn't realize how big that got. In fact, I feel a little bit bad for this one now. We got to bring it up to level 60. There it is. We got it 4 times. It's only on 1, so it's only worth 30,000. The worst roll possible. But to make quite an announcement, that will wake you up if you're not expecting it. We got the 100,000 we needed. This one starts with a 16 times multiplier, but it also costs $108,000 per level. We got a full house apparently. That's worth a lot. Oh, we should have upgraded that first. That was worth 50,000. I forgot that we had another die and therefore need more stuff. Full house multiplier was 30 times. It wouldn't have been, it only would have been twice as big. It wasn't that crazy. But this gets more fun with all the different combinations. There's another full house that was worth 60,000. So we're going to upgrade a 5 multiplier. Not quite a Yahtzee, but it'll get there. That's worth 2,850 times. Plus that's on 5 numbers. So obviously those are going to get big. So we'll keep searching for that. This is up to an, let's go 88 times on that. Let's get that up to 80. Let's try and bring some of these up. Some of these are pretty cheap compared to how much money we're making now. There was a nice triplets that was worth 17,000. So even triplets are worth a lot. There's more for 19,000. Something has happened. I actually flinched because it made an air horn sound. We're up to 162,000 though. I skipped over it accidentally. There's triplets that are still worth 10,500. I guess it combines the value of all of them. I don't want to do the mental math in my brain right now because I'm too tired, so we're just going to upgrade this. We're rolling triplets quite consistently right now. I'm not sure if we're getting good luck or that's just statistically going to happen. I guess we are rolling 5 die, so it makes sense. So much of our value does come from the multipliers. There we go, a full house for 100 grand. So we'll upgrade this a few more times. That's up to 64 times multiplier. We still haven't got 5 of a kind yet, but I want it. Maybe we'll get like 100 of a kind at some point. We just have to let the game run for like ever. Well, there's a full house for 120,000 and we got first dice multiplier 10% plus 1 BP. Oh, there's what just happened. I didn't see what happened. This thing was in the way. Something communicated with my brain that this is good. And then I wasn't sure what that was. There's another full house. That was only 81,000. We need more dice. I am really addicted to getting more. So we're going to need like 700,000 more to get another one. Sometimes in circumstances like these, I like to let the numbers jump up really big before I upgrade multiple times. But given that we're really losing value by not doing that, I'm probably going to upgrade as we go. But we got it up to level 9. One more level to go. It costs 200 grand. Well, there's a full house. That's a 57 times multiplier. We actually get quite a few of those. Probably worth upgrading that in the near future. There was 4 of a kind for 130 grand. So that means we can buy our level 10, which means we got, well, apparently nothing else. Oh, I guess we got to buy the die first. That only costs 10 million. So, we'll be here for a minute. We'll be here for a long minute. So we've saved up $1.1 million, but I noticed we're getting a lot of triplets and pairs. So I'm kind of tempted to spend, okay, we already did, never mind. Okay, triplets get a 15 times multiplier. That was really expensive. And also incredibly stupid. I didn't think the numbers would escalate that quickly, so we'll just buy a few more levels there. The numbers get really big really quick. But for some of these, I really should be spending more, because that's up to 100 times multiplier now, so we can just make them all bigger, especially with their multipliers. Like there's triplets, now the triplets were 20,000. There's another triplet for 40,000. If we upgrade some of these, those will get considerably bigger. There's a triplet for 25,000, but that was with lower numbers. There's another triplet for 18,000, so we're pretty consistently making pretty big rolls. And it would be nice to get just everything over multiplier 100, which we've actually now done. So now we'll sit back and relax for a little bit and let the numbers pile up. But I also got curious as to what the odds of rolling 5 of a kind were. Turns out it's 1 in just under 8,000. So we'll hit it, but it's going to take a minute. It doesn't feel that high though. I played a lot of Yahtzee and I've rolled a lot of Yahtzee. It took a minute, but we saved up the 10 million we needed for the next one. No wonder it's so expensive. It's just a multiplier. which can apparently land on 1, so therefore it does nothing, but if it rolls on anything other than that, that's actually huge for us. That was a $200,000 roll, so we made almost $1 million back by the time I was figuring out what that dice did. So maybe we'll get 5 of a kind plus a 2 times roll, then we get a 6,000 times bonus. But we need to continually upgrading. This one's only 7,400 and I think we get 4 per level, so let's go ahead and auto click that. Wow, up to 240 times multiplier, that got way bigger than I thought. So I just need another $1 million and I'll do that with the other ones. I would really like to upgrade this dice, but for $100 billion, it's gonna take a minute. We did just get like a full house and then a 4 of a kind. It was very loud and we're up to $900,000 already. Even that straight was 176,000, so we're gonna upgrade this up to 180 times multiplier. So most of the rolls are in the 10-20,000 range, but sometimes the big ones can get close to $1 million if they get all the multipliers. So another 1.2 million, we are going to upgrade die number 1, which apparently wants to ascend. I don't really know what that means. I'm a little nervous to touch that. Is that going to make us start over? Oh, okay. Level 1A1, multiplier 110, upgrade is $1 million. Okay. Multiplier 220, they go up by giant pieces now. And apparently we can draw 1 card, which, okay. First dice multiplier times 10. 1 max multiplier die. I'm not really sure which one of these I want. Card progression per Ascension, probably not that one. I'm going to go for the max multiplier dice. Hopefully that did. Second dice multiplier times 9. Auto roll interval times 50%. That one's pretty nice, but I have an auto clicker, so we don't need it. We'll take the dice multiplier. Oh, can I not get another one of these? But I did get another multiplier thing. It cost $200 million, so we're saving up for it, but that's great that we got that. And you better believe I'm going to upgrade this one again. 220 times multiplier, 330. That's so insanely powerful. Something loud again just happened. Hurt my ears, but we're going to upgrade that one more time. So now this one's worth, that was 1,300 for a single roll. I'm also going to start working die number 2 up to level 100 so it can also ascend. There's a big 4 times worth just over $1 million all by itself. So that's actually going to take us there so we can ascend die number 2. Can't quite draw a card for that, which is sad. But that one does have a 200 times multiplier. If we get 11 million, we can double that, I think, probably to a 400 times multiplier. I think we maybe need some more upgrades here, at least so everything's up in the $100,000 range, just to be sure. Now, we'll even buy the $100,000 range out just to be sure when the big rolls do land, they're really big. I can buy 10 levels of die number 3. Another 10 levels is going to cost 317, so getting that up to level 100 would be really expensive. But really expensive is also sort of what we're here for. Buying these 10 levels goes up to 1 DD. Okay, we're going to spend $3 million upgrading this to level 80. The next 10 levels is 6.8, so I think it's going to be about $20 million if we want to upgrade this to its Ascension level. Which isn't out of the question, it's just going to take a second to get there. I had the auto clicker going for a second, and I think we did actually hit the 5 of a kind. Because suddenly we have $40 million and achievement unlocked. 0.077% of people have done this, or maybe that's the odds of rolling it. Whatever the case, combo multiplier is up 50% and we get 1 BP. So that was really lucky. I think what we'll do with this money is try and upgrade this to its Ascension, which, yeah, will cost about 20 million from what I said. So we're still left with 17 million, but we can ascend that. And that means we do get to draw a card. I guess I'll just take second dice multiplier times 9. And I think that was the 1 card draw we had. But it now has an 1800 times multiplier. So if I spend 10 million on that, it now has a 3600 times multiplier. So it made 7200 just on a roll like that. So now if it multiplies, it's going to get big. Like that was just a full house. That was 1.5 million. We get full houses pretty often. Often enough, I'm going to upgrade them so that they're at a 99 times multiplier. Straight multiplier can also go up a little bit. Honestly, it's a little bit hard to know which direction to go from here. We've saved up almost $20 million again because these rolls are getting just big. I guess this one, because it has the bonus multiplier on it, makes the most sense right now. So we can spend 12 of our 19 million on that, from a 3600 to a 5400 times multiplier. And even this one, 440 times multiplier, we should upgrade a few times because even that now has a 990 times multiplier on it. So when those two are going to trigger together, it's going to be big. There's another full house for 2 million. So we're going to spend some money upgrading this one as well because it's actually sitting pretty low in comparison. There's a 4 of a kind worth 12 million. All right, at this rate, we're going to get somewhere. 10 levels here for 3 million, 10 levels there, 5 million. We can almost get another 10 levels there. Actually, we can already. There we go, 480. 400 is our lowest multiplier currently. So back to rolling. I don't know what our average roll is at this point, but that was just triplets for 1.7 million. I think it was a full house. I don't know. It just gave us like 5 million. So we're going to upgrade that a few more times. 1300 times multiplier. Okay, make that 1400 times. We also just got 1,000 rolls. So our auto roll interval is down 10%. We also got 1 BP. Also, so whatever that is, combo multiplier plus 10% plus 1 BP. 15 million you shouldn't have. Okay, we're up to 7,200 times multiplier there and a 1,500 times there. Those two are kind of the money makers right now. At this point, I really should just upgrade some of these, basically everything I can, because we're making money so quickly anyway, we might as well just upgrade these. Because pairs and triplets are happening all the time. And these decimal digits are actually going to add up to a lot of money if the base number is nice and big, which they are. Now I'm going to close that menu and put it out of mind, but there's a $5.5 million full house. It's just that easy now. So especially at this point, we can just sit back and relax and let the auto roll go for a bit because we're going to make a lot of money in a hurry. Look at that, $220 million. So we could buy our second multiplier die. So those two can play off each other now. So there's more often going to be a 2 times multiplier, but there's occasionally going to be a 4 times multiplier, which is going to make things really big. There's also occasionally going to be a 1 times multiplier, which is annoying. I spent $200 million on this, but it will pay for itself in no time. There we go, there's a 2 times multiplier. So that was just a very basic roll for 1.35 million. There's another one, 2.21 million. We're making tons of money, and another one, 5 million for a triplet. So standard rolls are generally into the millions at this point, with the exception of ones like that. So I'm going to increase this one because it's, I think, the best, most efficient use of my money right now. And then this one a couple times because the money will just go up. But at this point, we could probably get dice number 4, up to its next level. That might cost hundreds of millions, but we can clearly do hundreds of millions. There's a $5 million full house. That was in 1 times. That could have been 20 million. Well, 10 levels of this is going to cost 10.8 million, but it's got a 448 multiplier, 528 now. Oh, we could buy 20 levels of it. Yeah, the next 10 levels cost 50 million. The next 10 after that are going to be at least 100. But we made that money back in like a couple seconds. So we're at 80 million already. We'll spend 50 million there to get it closer. That was a 4 times with only a 2 times. That was 20 million or something if I saw that correctly. So this is going to hit level 100 actually within a minute or two. Another full house for 9 million. So we'll get that closer. Only 3 more levels to go, like 60 million. That's only going to take a second. Okay, 67 million should be enough to get us there. Yeah, 1 more of these and we can ascend this one as well. That means we get another card. It'd be nice to get the second card multiplier. I would use reshuffle with BP, but I don't know how many BP I have. So we'll just do a third dice multiplier times 8. And if I have another card, which I don't know if it's offering me one or telling me I can get one, but that will be nice. Whatever the case, dice number 3 now has a 3,200 times multiplier on it. Didn't take as long to make 140 million, so we're going to upgrade this. That should double that. So it's a 6.4 times 6.4 thousand times multiplier. That was a $55 million full house as well, so I'm going to spend a little bit of that. Actually, that one's getting so close already. We're just going to go ahead and upgrade that one more time because it also deserves a 10,000 times multiplier or close to it. We'll upgrade that a few times as well. Bigger multipliers are going to be our friend. There was a 4 times that was only 12 million. That could have been considerably bigger had these rolled with the 2s, but there's a 15 million shortly behind it. At this point, I'm also going to max buy this one just to get its multiplier up to somewhere reasonable. Our second day's multiplier is now up 20% as well because we got billionaire. I guess we made $1 billion overall. I definitely want to draw another card because I want this card number 2's multiplier to get bigger because it's already so stupidly big that it's just going to grow exponentially. So even now it's at a 17,300 times multiplier. Now it's at a 30,000 times multiplier. So even now it was 60,000. We can even still upgrade it again. 181,000, so it pays for itself so quickly. When it rolls a 6, 200,000 just for that. I know I really shouldn't be neglecting some of these other ones as well. It's not as worthwhile, but that's up to 4,000 times multiplier. Oh, we just had something big for like over 100 million. I skipped through what it was, but at this point, that's not even that big. Like any old roll could easily be 150 million. Even a basic roll is 7.4. So many things to choose from. I would like to get this up to its next thing too. 10 levels is 73 million already though. That's going to get really expensive to work with. I think this one's still for 40 million for like a several thousand times upgrade for a single die that was still worthwhile. Okay, we just got back-to-back big ones. Like we basically instantly made $150 million again. I do kind of want this up to a 50,000 times. Well, it's basically already there really. Just to be sure, we'll spend the $59 million we need to do that. Any second now, we'll have the money we need. So we are very dependent on dice number 2, but I'm okay with that. We probably want triple multiplier to go up a little bit. 2 pair multipliers, probably a big one for us. 4 multiplier, absolutely. Straight multiplier, absolutely. Full house, yes. The 5 multiplier too, these seem so cheap in comparison now. I think next we'll buy 10 levels of dice number 5 at a time. Its multipliers even over 1,000. I did just get a few big wins in a row, so we actually got up to 490 million. Make that 590 million. Whatever came right after that, I skipped through it, but we're at almost $1 billion suddenly. 985 million. And we're officially billionaires with $1 billion in the bank. So we probably don't actually have enough to get that to its next level. But we can get it closer. And I don't know what else I would spend my money on right now anyway. We'll get up to 91. And there's another reasonably sized win. And everything we upgrade helps anyway. Like just the more big multipliers we have, the more it's going to influence the score up top. Plus, when they're potentially making $1 billion per spin, it just add up to super easy money. Like we already got another 2 levels of that. And like the air horn just keeps going off and we keep turning things green. I think I just got 5 of a kind. Yeah, that must have been. I have recorded that we got $5 billion from it though. $5 billion. Perfect. So we could definitely upgrade that and ascend it. And then we're going to draw 1 card. Which one is it we want? Do we want... Actually, we need to see the multipliers first before we get carried away. That's up to 1,600, but for $10 billion for single upgrade, we're probably going to do dice number 2 again. Which didn't seem to actually change it that much. It was already at a... Oh no, it did. It was at a 50,000 times multiplier. Now it's at a 500,000 times multiplier. So we're going to spend 1 of our 5 billion on that. So we're going from 466,000 to 660,000 times multiplier. So now we're making hundreds of millions per spin without anything happening. Nope, tens of millions at least. That's over $1 million by itself without anything happening. So let's work on some of these, getting all the multipliers up a little bit just to make sure we're earning plenty when things do trigger like that. 412 million. Those basically paid for themselves, so we'll just go like that. Now we're down to $3.7 billion. We're pretty much broke. Except for there's a full house worth $1 billion. Just like that. 1 level of this is $1 billion. Is that worth it? 800 to 1,600 times multiplier? Not worth it. Well, maybe. We can make $1 billion pretty quick now. Ones like this, maybe. They do climb up quite a bit. It's very expensive, but we can bring it up to like a 30,000 times multiplier. This one we'll also spend some money on for sure, just to make sure it's getting up there to 6,600 times is fine. There's 1.15 billion. I did also notice in the menu though, we can spend 5 of our BP to prestige without reset. So yes, we got 300% prestige multiplier as well. So now the multiplier in this is 2.56 million. So even when it rolls a 1, that's giving us 2.56 million. So I'm going to be a genius and max by this. We're going to go from 2.56 million to 4.14 million times multiplier. And we'll spend the rest on this one for 161,000. But that was a straight worth 3.16 billion. So clearly we made a good choice there. There's 1.6 billion, so we can definitely buy a lot more things. I'll also spend $1 billion upgrading that one. And $8 billion upgrading that one. And the remaining 412 million there. I like how we're cruising through the billions and there's no announcements going up anymore. We're just casually making billions. So I'm going to buy the pair multiplier. Those are up to 10 times multiplier now. Triplets are also big for 30. And we already made $9 billion again. Super easy. So we'll try and do this a little more evenly this time. But upgrades into the billions of dollars each. I just had 2 of these in a row. The other one was bigger. Whatever the case. Okay. We have 114 billion, which means we can upgrade the D2. So I'm not really sure what that means for it, but I assume we can roll up to a times 3 times 2. That's going to get so stupidly big. I'm definitely supposed to be sleeping right now, but I legitimately cannot stop playing this. I am going to spend $10 billion upgrading that because that put it up to 12,000 times multiplier. This one's cheaper, probably a better bang for the buck. There's 40,000 times multiplier. We'll maybe go and drag that up to 50,000 times multiplier. That just feels better. I just saw that was whatever that was. This die can roll up to 4 at this point. Yeah, see, there it is. 4 times multiplier. So that's going to help a big lot. And I think the best way to spend our $140 billion at this point is to max buy dice number 2 to go from a 4.6 to just about a 7 million times multiplier. then to spend the remaining money on whatever, and then we're going to let the game run for 12 hours, auto-clicking on roll. I know I said I was going to let this run for a minute, but then I realized this is at level 92 and this is at level 86. If we push this around one more time to 100, it will ascend again and be even bigger. And that's only going to be a couple 100 billion away. We're almost there. It'd be much better to do that before sleeping. Yes, we're addicted, and no, I don't care. That took very little time to make that, so one more we can ascend. It's already got a 7.5 million times multiplier, where it's going to stay until we get 4.3 trillion, which isn't going to happen anytime soon. Dice number 1, however, we can, absolutely can ascend that and push it over the top. All dice 3 times multiplier, that's huge. Animation duration minus 20% is also really big. So I'm just going to take all dice multiplier times 3. That's still enormous. So now dice number 2 is a 23 million times multiplier. So we just made $20 billion on a straight. So suddenly the $4.3 trillion that felt unreachable is actually not going to take very long. But that legitimately is a problem for the morning. We're just going to spend whatever money we can right now, upgrading whatever we can. Even that's at a 2.2 million times multiplier. So now we'll let it run for a long time and come back to big numbers. Well, many hours later, we have almost $700 trillion. And we're routinely getting 150 billion from a single roll. Now, we got to be careful what we spend our money on because things will get expensive quickly. But one that I know I want is $10 trillion for doubling this multiplier. That will take it from 293 million to 315. Not as dramatic as I thought, so we won't touch that one again. Upgrading this one over here, though, for 4 trillion, absolutely. That was an easy choice. So now it could presumably go up to a 4, maybe even higher multiplier. So there's a 4 and a 3, so that's just going to make numbers stupidly big. So there's a basic roll, 4 times 4, 160 billion. We'll give this one upgrade just to see what it did. It's actually going up considerably. It is pretty expensive for what we're getting back. What I'd like to do is get some of these back up to level 100 so they can ascend so we can potentially get another card. So 10 levels, that's only 150 billion, 340, that's almost $1 trillion. So getting it the final 10 levels is only going to be 1.4 trillion, worth it. So we've ascended that, so now it's going to cost 43 trillion for a single upgrade. But it is at a 4.8 million multiplier, which is really big for us. And I guess all of these can go up a little bit. We'll bring them up to the $40 billion mark. That way it's not too effective of our number. Well, I still have 700 trillion and I feel like we're going to make that money back reasonably quick. So let's see what we can push also closer to level 100 again. Ooh, this one's going to get expensive. Can we do it? We can actually do it. That's not even that expensive. So we're going to send that as well. We can draw one card for our trouble. There is a dice multiplier per Ascension, or our second dice can go up by ×9 again, which seems like the right choice to make because now it's up to a 2.84 billion times multiplier. But we're going to pick our last dice and see how much we can upgrade it before it gets prohibitively expensive. It's not there yet, but we're getting close. 36 trillion, 79 trillion. Yeah, we can actually upgrade that one more time. Now we can ascend this dice as well. So it's got a 2 million multiplier. But I think the obvious choice at this point is to spend 380 trillion on this singular die. It's got a 2.84 billion times multiplier, so I'll get a 6 billion multiplier. So even on just a 4, it earns 24 billion. And we have a leftover 27.5 trillion, so we're just going to go ahead and upgrade these probably until we run out of money. They're now up to 1.2 trillion per upgrade. Now they're up to 3 trillion, so we'll stop it there. But now there's a 1.65 trillion roll. Plus we can also prestige without reset for 5 BP. Now we got a 14 times prestige multiplier on top of that. So now our multiplier, it was 6 billion, now it is 28 billion. So even a 1 turns into 28 billion. So that was a triplet, got us 76 trillion. That was like as much as we made in 10 hours. That was a full house for 16 trillion. That feels rather good. And we got an achievement for Quadrillionaire. We've officially made a quadrillion dollars. We just got a 4 times multiplier that was only 130 trillion. Thought it would have been bigger, but I will take that. I'm going to max buy die number 1 because if I can get this up to level 100, this multiplier gets considerably bigger. We got it to 63. Buying 10 levels of anything right now is really expensive though. And now we've officially got a quadrillion dollars in the bank. Buying 1 level of this for 43 trillion might actually be worth it because that multiplier is going to go up a lot for every time we spend that money. Now it's up to 67 million times multiplier, which is obviously plenty. And after full house, we're going to do that just one more. That way it's up to 100 million times multiplier. Then I'm going to go back to die 1 to work on that. Well, there's 500 trillion, so that was half a quadrillion in a single roll. So we can get another 10 levels of that easy enough. The next one's going to cost 1.5 quadrillion. Let's go ahead and buy another 10 levels of this. That's going to eat up a large part of my money, but then we'll get a better idea of how much I need to get the next 20 levels. And it's going to be like 7 quadrillion. And just like that, I think I've saved up enough quadrillions to upgrade this to level 100 so it gets to ascend, which means we get a card. Still don't understand what chip multiplier is, so I'm going to add +1 max multiplier die, which is going to be a multiplier on top. That was only 420, so that's already upgraded to level 2 anyway. So now whatever we get is going to be multiplied by 2 on top, potentially more. Have I mentioned that I'm completely addicted to this? I should have stopped hours ago, but I just can't stop myself. Big numbers getting bigger. Well, there's a pretty average roll. There was $500 billion, just like that. I must be more tired than I think, because I just realized this is 1 quadrillion. I was reading that as 10 quadrillion because I'm an idiot. So we can easily upgrade that. Now we're going to get bigger multipliers again. This even turned into a blue die, which I assume that means it can roll as high as 6. Could definitely do a 4, but so can those other ones. I want to see a bigger number. Multipliers are going to get stupidly big after this. Well, there's a 5 times multiplier, so 5 times 2 times 1. That could be 5 times 4 times 4. So you can see how the numbers get stupid. There's a regular roll for 220 trillion, like nothing happened, but the multipliers carried it. There's 4 times 4 times 4, which is a good one, 120 trillion from that, another regular roll. Oh, here we go, 2.2 quadrillion, 524, and whatever that was. So we'll let this run for 10 years and come back to it, but this game is so addictive.